Welcome back to the Experts channel. Today is not a gaming video. I know the last video wasn't a gaming video either, and I'm sorry if you just come here for gaming videos. Don't worry, I will make more. I'm not done or anything. I wanted to put this message out before I made more gaming videos or anything like that. Just because I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been wanting to just clear my thoughts and talk about real subjects. And I know I'm just a gamer or whatever, so I shouldn't really know much, but I'd like to talk about serious subjects, that way I can get my thoughts out, because that's basically the purpose of YouTube. But I like to apologize for the bad quality. I'm kind of saving up for better equipment, hence Patreon and nothing like that. And no, I'm not gonna ask for you to patron me. That's why I don't really have like the best things right now. But my point is, I'm here to talk about a serious subject, and it goes with equality. It goes with prejudgment, prejudice. It goes with seeing people not as they are, but what you see them as. And you judge them by their decisions, which, technically you should be doing that, because like you wouldn't want to send personal information to a person who's hacked people or something like that. But what I mean is judgment. People go around placing people lower than them because they are different. For example, like a person who smokes, or maybe a person who, I don't know, it's very different. Like maybe a person who has a job, who works, maybe does lawn care or something. They automatically assume this person's either are poor, or they assume that they're a legal citizen or something, just because they're doing that work. And I know that's a very out there example, and it makes me sound like I'm suspicious about something or it has something to do with it. But no, I'm spitballing here, trying to think of a good example without getting too deep about that. But it doesn't just go with race. It doesn't go with class, if you believe in that kind of things, like middle and all that, middle class and high class and all that. It goes with like school popularity. It goes with genders. It goes with decisions in life. I'm going to branch out to, specifically right now, race is when, now the bad misconception is because today it's so hard to talk about this without sounding racist yourself. And I'm not trying to, I'm going to try to say without being biased, because whenever you try to explain what racism is, it just can get into a whole big demon, open a big rabbit hole that just is, it's hard to escape from. But it doesn't matter what race you are, you can be racist. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, I don't know. I don't want to start listing races. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to say this without sounding racist, but like white, black, Asian. You can be from a different country other than the United States, but the whole point of the United States is to be a bunch of people, be different, because it's a big melting pot. But my point is, no matter what race you are, you can be racist. So lately there's been like a lot of riots and things like that, and like people who are saying, oh, people are racist against us because we're black and all that, like the Black Lives Matter kind of riots. And to me, that is controversial, because when a good role model I know, Martin Luther King, he never believed in, see, to make you the better person is to not attack. If you really want someone to see you as an equal or a trusted person, why would you become violent? See, Martin Luther King achieved that with non-violence. That's why he's such a great person, and that's why I'm so glad he did what he did, because now we can all live and not like, oh, white people are better, or oh, this race is better, because it shouldn't be like that. But that's not my point. My point is, lately there's been a lot of riots lately, and they're just destroying buildings, shooting people, just all-out violence, because they think people are racist, so if people are racist to us, we should just destroy things and make them hate us more. And it's not the way they think about it. They probably have a better intentions, but they just use their actions the wrong way. If someone's racist towards you, you shouldn't just go all out and be violent, because is that going to improve their opinion on you, yourself, or your race, or their stereotypes? Because if, oh, someone's being racist to, oh, I think we should just like start shooting people, and have a riot and just loot buildings because someone was racist to me. So since they're racist, I'm above the law. That's not fair, and that's not right. So if racism is wrong, but in turn, when there's those riots, I understand that there's like a march, like, oh, in honor of someone who passed away, or maybe there is a march, or not like a peaceful riot of like, oh, this person wasn't given equal pay or something because of their race or their gender. I understand that when it's peaceful, it's out of respect for them, and show that you're the better person and that we deserve, like, so and so should deserve equal rights. But then when you go out and destroy things, how is that going to help your situation? Why should someone be treated equal if they destroy it and just cause all that violence? Now that's the problem, because then when people, let's just go with I'm not going to say what race group, because then that could get really heavy, but like, let's just say, okay, this random race group doesn't get equal pay, and then they have a riot and they destroy things. That's just misrepresenting your race in general. If you have a riot and destroy things and just be violent and injure innocent people just to prove that you're equal, you're misrepresenting your race. And people who have to, in that race, are trying to prove that they should be equal, have to look at those people doing all those riots and go, oh my gosh, come on guys, really? How is this going to help our cause? It's just, I'm getting all clogged up here because I can't, trying to say this the best way possible and push my thoughts out the way I want to, but let's see. And with race, other things are stereotypes. And watch, okay, here's what you need to do. When you're at a store or grocery store, look across the thing. Make sure no one can see you looking at them, because that'd be weird if they saw them staring at you, someone staring at you. Look at them, and just look at them. You notice all of a sudden you'll be filled with these thoughts. Your brain will take in thoughts like, oh, seeing either you judge them, not always bad. Like you see a person restocking shelves, like I'm thinking, oh, he works here. You put that two and two together. That's different. Like you just your brain analyzes everything in front of you and gives you information. But then it gets to the point where you see a person and try to think, oh, what are they like? You see a big, like, so the guy, a really sweaty guy with like a bunch of facial hair comes in with a leather jacket. Oh, he rides a motorcycle, which doesn't matter if he does or not. But my point is, you honestly think, oh, he's violent. He's probably wanted in several different states. I can't be friends with him. But then you see a person in a tuxedo, clean cut, clean hair, comes in, buys things. I don't know. I'm trying not to say give it away, like, oh, this person, oh, it's nice. It has a very nice car. Oh, I can be friends with that person. That's a trusted person. I can be friends with that person. But then you meet that guy. He turns out to be a total jerk. He runs let's say that guy, clean cut guy, runs a fake charity. He gets all the money, and he just does horrible things, like he goes to places where poor people live and he just makes fun of them or does something horrible. Then you meet the motorbike stereotypical muscular guy. You should figure out he works with Habitat of Humanity. He lost his clothes in the fire and he only has that leather jacket. He worked hard all day rebuilding someone's home after a storm. See, it can go on and on. You can't always analyze. Your brain will do this automatically. You walk up to somebody and not to be mean, but just judge them in your mind and see what comes up. And then I'll talk to them and see what they're really like. You never know. Now then again, you could see someone who you judge them as a bad person. They might actually be a bad person. You never know. But you can't rely on your brain's analyzation of people. And that gets into the gender subject. Now, you can either approve of people being different genders and all that, being gay, bi, transsexual. You don't have to agree with it. Like, I'm not gonna say which side I'm on that. Like, I could not agree with people changing their genders, or I could agree with it and say it's okay. That doesn't matter. That's fine. That's fine. You can. It's not being like. It's not being sexist when you say that. What is sexist is when you meet someone who's like that, and you hate them for what they are. You can not approve of their choices, but you can still be friends with them. You can still like them. Just because you don't approve of what they did doesn't mean you can't be their friend. Let's say, like, I know friend. Now I'm not saying, oh, I have a friend who's friend with people who are trans or anything like that, or bi. That makes me automatically a humanitarian, great person. No, I'm just saying, I know someone. I actually have a couple of friends who are like that, and it doesn't make me special or anything. But I don't approve. Let's say I didn't approve of it. Let's say I did approve of it. I approve of it, and they're my friends. I don't approve of it. They're my friends. It doesn't matter if I approve of it or not. I'm not gonna put that opinion out there, because that would make me biased. But just because I don't approve of them, or just because I do approve of them, doesn't mean I can't be their friends. I mean, could be I don't know. I'm trying to say both phrases over and over. That way it makes sure you don't think that I'm one side. But yeah, just because someone may not approve of it doesn't mean they can't be their friend. And if someone approves of it, more power to them to be their friend. So, again, I'm going to stress that out. There can be a gay person. You may not think it's right, or you may think it's right. But that doesn't mean you can't or can be just because you approve of it. It's about their personality, not what their choices in their gender. I mean, I would say life choices, like if you rob a bank, that might be not be a good person. But man, it's getting pretty deep. Also, another thing. Where should I go on from this? People in those hard situations, people who are stuck in a corner in life, who can't get help the way they want to. Like, I was watching Jacksepticeye play this game called A Regular Lost Phone, I think? Yeah. And it was an amazing game. It had a very good storyline. I'm not going to spoil everything, but this person who was a guy lived in a small town where things just didn't change, kind of. It was more of a non-open to change place. And he had friends, but he was secretly transgender. But to some friends he told, some friends he didn't. And his parents couldn't believe it. Like, I think they might have already known, but without knowing, but they wouldn't believe it, and they just pushed it past them, like, oh, that's not true. Like, for his birthday, they gave him something that stereotypically, not I'm saying I agree, I am saying that it is, but it's like a very masculine thing. They gave him a motorcycle to go, oh, he's such a good boy, he's turning 18, trying to push it on him to be what they want him to be. They love him for what they want him to be, not what he is. And there was no way that he would ever be seen the same and treated the same if he told his family. So he actually ditched his phone and ran away, because the only place he could find sanctuary and be treated as an equal, other than a couple of his friends who happened to be moving away, was the LGBT center, if I'm saying that right. Sorry, I always get the acronym mixed up. But yeah, an example like that. People who have to live through this unopen world. You are entitled to your own opinions. You can have your own opinions. You cannot approve of someone being gay or being bi, or maybe even not approve of someone not changing their gender. I don't know. Flip it around. But you cannot approve of someone changing from what they're born. That doesn't mean that you can't be friends with them. You can't treat them as a person. It's all about personality. Just like the same cliche phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. Because you can never know what's on the or what's inside from outside, or maybe you can, but you can never tell. And then you see it branches from race to gender to situations to classes to all that, and it's all about equality. Now I'm not like saying, oh, I'm such a great person, I've never made mistakes or like that. When I'm saying that, I'm just putting my thoughts out there. Really want to do this for a long time. Now, what I mean to say is equality is very important. Now, a lot of people just will never change their thoughts about people in certain groups and certain ethnicities. But that doesn't mean you can't. If your family, let's say your family doesn't agree with people being bi or whatever, it doesn't matter. That's great. They cannot agree with it. That's their a right. That's their right to not agree with something. But that doesn't mean they can't. They can disagree with the action, but that doesn't mean that their family can't like that person as a person, not as a gender. Like, let's say if a son was introducing his fiance to their parents for the first time, and they figured out it was a guy. They already love their son. They can't change that. But then when they meet this person, they automatically they don't like. Let's say this family just never experienced that before. They don't know it. They didn't really understand gay and all that. I'm trying to say it in their point of view. But let's say, oh, sorry, you can't marry. That's just wrong. You can't do that. He can do that. He can be that way. But you still love him as a son, don't you? And so that when you let people in, you gotta let them in, not because of their gender or what they are, or their decisions in gender. Just because you don't approve of it doesn't mean you can't be near them. You can't be personal, close to them. You can't be friendly with them. You can. Let's dumb it down to a simpler example. Let's say someone likes Batman, and someone likes DC Comics. Someone likes Marvel. Oh, they like DC Comics. I can't like them. No, you can still like Marvel better and still be their friend. I'm just trying to dumb it down so we don't have to get too deep. But yeah, I've been meaning to put that thought out for a long time. I've been holding it in, and I just don't like it when I have to sit through the news and people using racism as oh, they're racist, I can do whatever I want. Oh, they won't let me build something at a certain place, build on a plot of land. It must be racism. Or they don't take a second thinking, oh, maybe it's because it's illegal. Maybe they can't put things certain places. That's another story for another day that I can't really get into. But just because someone says no doesn't mean. Just because someone says no to somebody doesn't mean they're being racist 100%, but people who happen to be different race than someone else might assume that, which is wrong. Again, it's I guess I could call it reverse racism, which is actually just racism. But my point is, thank you guys for listening to my thoughts. This is very personal to me, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm going to sign off by saying that equality is important.